Here we go, getting ready now for the afternoon portion of day 2 of the Summer Club Swim Championships 2024. We're getting ready now for the girls' 9, 10, 25 meter butterfly final. In lane 1 is Darcy Williams of the Gators. In lane 2 is Alice McKenna of the Bluefins. In lane 3 is Marion Powell of the Gators. In lane 4 is Priya Delaney of the Sea Lions. In lane number 5 is Katie Mae Brost of the Bluefins. And in lane number 6 is Quinn Pinkston of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. The record for this swim is held back in 1991 by Suzanne Snow at a time of 17:34. The fastest seed time heading in is Marion Powell of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators at a time of 20.25 seconds. Lots of fans upstairs cheering on their team. Again, as many of you know, I much rather see all these athletes down on the pool deck cheering their young athletes on, young teammates. But here we are. And here's where we start gathering points for your swim clubs, is in these final races here now. So we got a jam-packed afternoon of butterfly finals, backstroke finals, IM, and freestyle relays to finish off today. Here we go. Event 15, girls 9, 10, 25 meter butterfly. Lane 1 is on your left, lane 6 is on your right. And we have a clean start, and it looks like it is lane number 2 and 3 right now of Alice McKenna and Marion Powell. And it looks like Priya Delaney is putting on a push there now, and it looks like Priya Delaney is overtaken for second place. And it looks like it's going to be Marion Powell touching the wall first, followed by Priya Delaney in second, and now it's a battle for third, and it looks like it was Alice McKenna of the Bluefins who touches the wall, slightly ahead of Darcy Williams and Katie Mae Brost, with Quinn Pinkston rounding out the top 6. Now we move on to event number 16, the boys 9, 10, 25 meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Jace March of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane 2 is James Adams of the Bluefins. Lane 3 is Henry Wellman of the Bluefins. Lane 4 is Benjamin Pelly of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Blake Noseworthy of the Sea Lions. And lane number 6 is Carson Vokey of the Wave Runners. The record for this swim was set back in 1999 with a time of 17.94 by Bradford Saunders. The fastest seed time heading in is Henry Wellman of the Bluefins at a time of 20.78. Here we go. Lane 1 is on your left, lane 6 is on your right. Boys 9, 10, 25 meter butterfly final. Sea Lions in lanes 1 and 5. And we have a clean start, and it looks like it is lane number 3, which is Henry Wellman in the lead, but it is extremely close for second and third, and it looks like it is Henry Wellman in first. In second place, it looks like it might be lane number 2. Lane number 2 is James Adams, and it looked like Blake Noseworthy may have edged out James Adams for third. Again, my results are unofficial and biased. Event 17. Now we move on to event 17, girls 11, 12, 50 meter butterfly, 2 laps. In lane number 1 is Faith Roberts of the Bluefins. In lane number 2 is Carly Chapman of the Bluefins. In lane 3 is provincial record holder Ava Parsons of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. In lane number 4 is Paige Dobson of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. In lane number 5 is Silver Stuckless of the Bluefins. And in lane number 6 is Jada Freak of the Bluefins. The record for this swim is held by Georgia Elliott at a time of 38.03. And the fastest sea time heading in is Ava Parsons at a time of 39.56. So the record is within reach here for Ava Parsons. With just about a second and a half off the provincial record, her seed time is. And knowing the competitive nature of Ava Parsons, that's what her sights are set on. Not just a victory in this heat and points for her team, but a provincial record is that she'd love to have her name on this sheet next year. Again, event 17, girls 11-12, 50-meter butterfly. By the looks of the seed times, you'll see a very competitive race in between lanes 2, 3, and 4 of Paige Dobson, Ava Parsons, and Carly Chapman, as 2 seconds separate these 3 swimmers here. Here we go, and it is Ava Parsons out to the lead, but no, we have a false start. And it looks like we are back to the drawing board once again. So a false start. All swimmers will have to reset both mentally and physically now to get their mindset back into having a clean start here. And the judge is on his way over to and it looks like it was Ava Parsons getting a warning after a little slight wobble there on the block, I think, before the start time. As Ava knows that she has strong competition both to the left and right. But knowing Ava, she's mentally set and ready to go again now for the final. So here we go. And this time we have a clean start. And it's Ava and Carly, the 2 swimmers we anticipated. It's Ava who has the lead here right now. It looks like Paige Dobson is in 3rd place. It's Ava, touches the wall first. Right behind her is Carly Chapman. And we're moving into the final 25 meters. And Ava is starting to give herself some distance now between her and Carly Chapman. And it's going to be Ava Parsons who's going to cruise to a 1st place victory. It's just a matter of now, does she have a provincial record in her sights? And now it's Paige Dobson who's moved ahead of Carly Chapman. And as Paige Dobson moved into 2nd place, right behind her is Carly Chapman. An unbelievable second 25 meters by Paige Dobson. Finishing in 3rd is Katie May. And is Silver Stuckless, who finished in 4th, followed by Faith Roberts and Jada Freak. Now we're moving on to the boys. 11, 12, 50-meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Joel Seymour of the Sea Lions. In lane number 2 is Charlie Hollett of the Marylands. In lane 3 is Hudson Pilgrim of the Sea Lions. In lane number 4 is Caleb Whalen of the Bluefins. In lane 5 is Andre Fitzpatrick of the Marylands. And in lane number 6 is Jensen Cody of the Marylands. The record for this swim was set back in 2014 by Alexander Kataforis at a time of 37:42. The fastest seed time heading in is Hudson Pilgrim of the Sea Lions at a time of 39.43. And based on the seed times here of Hudson Pilgrim and Caleb Whalen, who are less than a second apart from each other, should be a very exciting final. Looks like we will be keeping an eye on lane number 3 and 4 of Hudson Pilgrim and Caleb Whalen. But who knows, a dark horse can rise here on either of the other lanes if they have a strong swim in the final. Here we go. Event 18, boys 11, 12, 50-meter butterfly. 2 laps. Who's going to come out of this provincial swim champion of the 50-meter butterfly? And it's Hudson Pilgrim off to a very strong start. And it's Hudson Pilgrim in lane number 3. Right next to him is Caleb Whalen, as we expected. In lane number 2 is Charlie Hollett of the Marylands. It's Hudson Pilgrim, touches the wall, slightly ahead of Caleb Whalen. And we're moving into the back 25. And it's Hudson Pilgrim maintaining his lead on Caleb Whalen. Caleb Whalen is trying to push strong here, but Hudson Pilgrim is just motoring through the water here now. And it's going to be Hudson Pilgrim's race, as there was no doubt from start to finish. It's Hudson Pilgrim first. Caleb Whalen second, and it looks like it's Charlie Hollett in third. But Hudson Pilgrim with an amazing showing here. And now we look at in 4th place will be lane number 5 of Andre Fitzpatrick. And now it looks like Joel Seymour edges out Jensen Cody to round out the 6 swimmers in the final of the 50-meter butterfly. Now we move on to girls 13, 14, 50-meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Leslie Howell of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. Lane 2 is Emma Milley of the Bluefins. Lane number 3 is Olivia French of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Chloe Caravan of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. Lane number 5 is Grace Bradbury of the Marylands. And in lane number 6 is Rachel Higgins of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. And it looks like Olivia French is the unofficial holder of the fastest time here at 34:44 is her prelim time. And the record that's posted is 34:59 by Georgia Elliott back in 2022. So I had to ask this question earlier, and apparently it's probably a record she set earlier on this year and has not signed off on yet. So either way, it looks like we're looking at a provincial record holder in lane number 3 of Olivia French. And knowing Olivia's competitive nature, she's going to try to beat her time here now. As she is roughly almost 6 seconds ahead of her nearest competitor of seed time. But that's not handing the race to Olivia French just yet, as any one of these swimmers can have the swim of their lives here today. And we have a clean start. And it's Olivia who rises up out of the water in first place. And it's Olivia French now. Just gaining distance with every stroke. And it's Olivia French touches the wall first. In lane number 2, 1, 2, and 4 are battling it out for second place. It's Olivia French's race all the way. Is Olivia French now. It's just a matter of, is it going to be a new provincial record? But now we have a outstanding race for second place as it's Olivia French easily touches the wall first. And it looks like it's going to be in lane number 5. Lane number 5 of Grace Bradbury edges out Emma Milley and Chloe Caravan, followed up by Rachel Higgins and Leslie Howell. But it looks like Grace Bradbury edged out there for second place. Now we move on to event number 20. Boys, 13-14, 50-meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Caden Ives of the Wave Runners. In lane number 2 is Luca Davignon of Piranhas. In lane number 3 is Nathan Dean of the Wave Runners. In lane number 4 is Ben Parsons of the Sea Lions. In lane number 5 is Hayden Vokey of the Wave Runners. And rounding out the top 6 swimmers in the 50-meter butterfly is Ashton Higdon of the Bluefins. The record for this swim was set back in 2016 by Nathan Shears at a time of 30.10 seconds. Nathan Dean's time heading in is at a time of 30.96 seconds. So Nathan's time is less than a second away from a provincial record, which I'm sure he has his sights set on. And watching him yesterday in the freestyle, he is an amazing swimmer, as he edged out provincial record holder Austin Morgan in the freestyle finals by 0.03 seconds. Here we go. We got a clean start. And right out of the water, it's Nathan Dean who takes control of this race. In second place is Luca Davignon. In third, it looks like it's lane 1 of Caden Ives. But it's Nathan Dean who's well in control here now at the moment. And it's Nathan Dean who's easily going to finish first place here. And it looks like second place is going to go to Luca Davignon. Now it's a battle for third, as we have Ben Parsons here. It looks like Ben Parsons is overtaking Caden Ives. And as Ben Parsons is going to hold off both Caden Ives and Hayden Vokey to take third place. But never much doubt, as Nathan Dean controlled that race from start to finish. Now we move on to girls 15-16 50-meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Hannah Chapman of the Bluefins. In lane number 2 is Sophie Drover of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. Lane number 3 is Georgia Elliott of the Bluefins. Lane number 4 is Hannah Dawson of the Sea Lions. Lane number 5 is Abby Wells of the Bluefins. And lane number 6 is Haley Ralph of the Grand Bank Sharks. All familiar names of the last few years of swim team. The provincial record is 32.88, held by Haley Shave back in 2007. Georgia Elliott, who was a provincial record holder in a number of the swims previous at the butterfly event, her time is the fastest seed time, going in at 34.59. So the record for Georgia Elliott is not out of reach. But this should be a fairly close race, as there's only 3 seconds separating the highest seed versus the lowest seed. And here we go. And right out of the gate, it is Hannah Dawson and Georgia Elliott battling it out for first place here right now. And it's Georgia Elliott just edging out the wall first to touch slightly ahead of Hannah Dawson. And Georgia Elliott, it's Hannah Dawson. In lane number 5 is Abby Wells. It's Georgia Elliott, Hannah Dawson. Now Hannah Dawson is fighting to hold off Abby Wells. It's going to be Georgia Elliott first. It looks like it's Hannah Dawson second, followed by Abby Wells in third. And then in fourth place, it looked like it was lane number 1 of Hannah Chapman, who edged out Sophie Drover and Haley Ralph. Here we go, event 22, boys 15-16 50-meter butterfly. In lane number 1 is Chase Sweetland of the Wave Runners. In lane number 2, Noah Dawson, big brother to Hannah Dawson, who just swam in the 50-meter girls 15-16 of the Sea Lions. In lane number 3 is Charlie Seymour of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Benjamin Groth of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Ashton Parsons of the Bluefins. And rounding out the top 6 is Kobe Chapman of the Bluefins. The record for this time is set back in 2018 by Nathan Shears at a time of 29.05. The fastest sea time heading in is Charlie Dawson at a time of 32:21. And this looks like it's going to be a close race, especially in lanes 2, 3, and 4, as less than a second separates all 3 swimmers. Here we go, event 22, boys 15-16 50-meter butterfly. And we have a clean start. And it's Ben Groth, who's out to an early lead. Charlie Seymour and Noah Dawson are pushing strong here now. And it looks like Charlie may have caught up to Ben Groth there at the just at the turn. And now it's Noah Dawson, and it's Noah Dawson who looks like he has the lead. And it's Noah Dawson. Noah Dawson is getting stronger with every stroke, and it looks like it's Noah Dawson who's going to walk away. Oh, no, it's not Noah. Number 4, sorry. Number 4, sorry, Ben Groth. It was Noah Dawson, Charlie Seymour second, and Noah Dawson finished third. The same blue hats threw me off there. Either way, an outstanding swim by Ben Groth, Charlie Seymour, and Noah Dawson. Here we go, event 23, girls 17-18, 50-meter butterfly. Lane number 1 is Bridget Franey of the Sea Lions. Lane 2 is Laura Carville of the Wave Runners. Lane 3 is Sienna Chapman of the Bluefins. Lane 4 is Olivia Sparks of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Amy Evans of the Marlins. And in lane number 6 is Hannah Elliott of the Bluefins. The record for this swim was set back in 2019 by Karen Sharp at a time of 32:21. The fastest seed time heading in is Sienna Chapman at a time of 38:37. And this should be an extremely close race, as it's slightly over a second separates 5 of the 6 swimmers here. Lane 1 on your left, lane 6 on your right. We have a false start. So it's back to the drawing board again as the swimmers have to exit the pool, get back, reset, get mentally ready As everyone's looking for the slightest of edges here now, with less than a second separating 5 of the 6 swimmers. Your start and your turns are so important. And it looks like the warning is coming to lane number 3. As like I said, once again, 1 second separates 5 swimmers in this heat. So any type of advantage. Swimmers will get reset and start again. And now we have a clean start here now. And it looks like it's Bridget who comes up out of the water in first place here now. And it's Bridget Frady of the Sea Lions putting a push on here now. And she's going to touch the wall first at the 25-meter mark ahead of Carly Chapman and Olivia Sparks. And it's Bridget Frady putting on the push here. Bridget Frady having the swim of her life. And it's Bridget Frady trying to hold off here now as we have some... Carly Chapman is putting on a push. It's Carly Chapman. It's Carly Chapman who edges her out. And it looks like Carly Chapman moved ahead. And it was Olivia Sparks and Laura Carville. Bridget Freeney, Amy Evans, and Hannah Elliott. But what an amazing race. As Bridget Freeney held the lead for 40 meters of that race. But some very strong swimmers. But an outstanding showing by Bridget Freeney. But again, really strong swimmers in that heat. And only 1 second separated 5 of them to begin with. So it was the race we expected. Now we move on to event 24. Boys 17, 18, 50-meter butterfly final. In lane number 1 is Logan Grimes of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. In lane 2 is Mika Groth of the Bluefins. In lane 3 is Patrick Lamb of the Sea Lions. Lane 4 is Lucas Hiscock of the Wave Runners. And in lane 5 is Caden Blanchard of the Bluefins. The record for this swim is held back in 2018 by McCall Riles at a time of 27:67. The fastest seed time heading in is Patrick Lamb of the Sea Lions at a time of 30.25. And I remember from previous swims, Mika Groth is a very strong swimmer, along with Lucas Hiscock. So lanes 2, 3, and 4. And here we go. And up out of the water, it's who we expected. Lanes 2, 3, and 4. Lane number 1 is right there as well of Logan Grimes. And it's going to be Patty Lamb who touches the wall slightly ahead of Lucas Hiscock right now. Big Micah Grimes is right there as well. It's Patty Lamb. It's Patty Lamb in first place. Can he hold off the 2 big strong swimmers? And it's going to be Patty Lamb who's going to touch the wall first. Followed right behind it has been Mika Groth. Followed up by Lucas Hiscock and Logan Grimes and Caden Blanchard. But Patty Lamb with an outstanding swim against some very strong swimmers to both his left and right. But if anybody knows Patty, Patty's one, he loves to win. Here we are. We're moving on now to event number 27. Girls 9, 10, 50-meter backstroke. In lane number 1 is Reese French of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane number 2 is Quinn Pinkston of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane 3 is Emma Pitcher of the Gators. Lane 4 is Alice McKenna of the Bluefins. Lane number 5 is Olivia Paisley of the Piranhas. And rounding out the top 6 is Mila White of the Bluefins. The record for this swim was set back in 2012 by Sarah Jones at a time of 44 seconds even. The fastest sea time heading in is Emma Pitcher at a time of 50.12 seconds. Certainly like to take this time now to thank all the volunteers that are out on the deck to help make this swim meet possible. A lot of time and dedication has certainly gone into our swim season, and you pretty much see the same volunteers at all our swim events, and it would not be possible without those dedicated volunteers. Here we go. Lane 1 on your left, lane 6 on your right. Girls 9, 10, 50 meter backstroke final. Everyone vying for crucial points for their team. Here we go. And we have a clean start. And it looks like right now it is lane number 1 of Reese French. It's Reese French in the lead here in lane number 1. And she's going to touch the wall first. Reese is having an outstanding first 25 meters. She touches the wall first. Right there in lane number 3 is Emma Pitcher in second place. And now it's hanging on for that final 25 as it's Reese French, Emma Pitcher, and Quinn Pinkston. Now it's a battle there now. And it looks like Emma Pitcher may have moved into first place. And now it's a battle between Quinn Pinkston, and it looks like it's Emma Pitcher going to touch the wall slightly ahead of Quinn Pinkston and Reese French. So it's Emma Pitcher, Quinn Pinkston, Reese French, followed up by Alicia McKenna, Olivia Paisley, and Mila White. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Event 28, boys 9-10, 50 meter backstroke final. In lane number 1 is Gibson McHugh with the Sea Lions. In lane number 2 is West Avignon, the Piranhas. Lane number 3 is Blake Noseworthy of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Nicholas Dean of the Wave Runners. Lane number 5 is Caleb Brown of the Sea Lions. And lane number 6, Jackson Dominic of the Sea Lions. The record for this swim was set back in 2008 by Chase Payne at a time of 45.15. The fastest sea time heading in is Blake Noseworthy at a time of 46.81. Certainly starting to get loud upstairs now as team members are building to watch their teammates swim in final races here. Cheer them on. Here we go. We got a clean start. And it looks like it is Blake Noseworthy in lane number 2 and West Avignon, lane number 3 and West Avignon, lane number 2. moved out to an early lead. Lane number 4 there of Nicholas Dean is right there as well. It's Blake Noseworthy who touches the wall first. Right behind him is West Avignon, Nicholas Dean. We have a three-way race here now for first, second, and third. And it's Blake Noseworthy maintaining control here now, and it looks like he's trying to hang on, but Nathan Dean is putting on a push here. Don't think Nathan Dean has enough pool left. And it's going to be Blake Noseworthy who's going to touch the wall first. And it looks like that West Avignon managed to hang on to hold off Nicholas Dean, followed up by Caleb Brown of the Sea Lions, with Jackson Dominic and Gibson McHugh rounding out the top 6. Now we move on to girls 11-12 50-meter backstroke. Lane number 1 is Paige Dobson of the Gators. Lane number 2 is Carly Chapman of the Bluefins. Lane 3 is Addison Wells of the Wave Runners. Lane 4 is Jessa Moss of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Madison Linthorne of the Sea Lions. And in lane number 6 is Ava Langdon of the Gators. The provincial record is held back in 1997 by Laura Robinson at a time of 37.86. The fastest seed time heading in is Addison Wells of the Wave Runners at a time of 39.69. Here we go. Girls 11-12 50-meter backstroke final. Crucial points on the line for each team. And we have a clean start. And right now it is lanes 2 and 3 moving out to a slight lead here now. And it looks like it is lane number 3 of Addison Wells. Powered past Carly Chapman. Touched the wall first. It is Addison Wells, Carly Chapman, and Jessa Moss. And now it's Addison Wells in complete control of the race. Now it's a battle for second between Carly Chapman and Jessa Moss. And it looks like it's going to be lane 4 as Addison Wells touches the wall first. Lane 4 of Jessa Moss just edges out Carly Chapman. Lane number 5 was Madison Linthorne in 4th, followed by Paige Dobson and Ava Langdon. Now we move on to boys 11-12 50-meter backstroke final. Lane number 1 is Luke Morgan of the Sea Lions. Lane 2 is Carter Chapman of the Bluefins. Lane number 3 is Hudson Pilgrim of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Miguel Davignon of Piranhas. Lane number 5 is Evan McGraw of Marlins. Lane number 6 is Jensen Cody of the Marlins. The record for this swim was set back in 2012 by a good buddy Cameron Sims at a time of 36.59. The fastest seed time heading in is by Hudson Pilgrim at a time of 41.25. Here we go. Boys 11-12 50-meter backstroke final.
I'm the most competitive out of our I think Hannah's a close second.
off the start. It is lane number 2 of Carter Chapman in the lead. It looks like Miguel Davignon is in second, followed by Hudson Pilgrim in third. And here comes the critical turn. The turn is where these races are won and lost. And the turn makes a difference as Hudson Pilgrim comes out after the turn in first place. And it's Hudson Pilgrim now trying to hang off Miguel Davignon. And it's going to be Hudson Pilgrim into the last 5 meters of this swim. It's Hudson Pilgrim with an amazing turn at the 25-meter mark. Takes first place. Miguel Davignon second. Followed right behind them was Carter Chapman, Luke Morgan, Evan McGraw, and Jensen Cody. But Hudson's turn at the 25-meter made the difference in that race. Now we move on to event number 31, girls 13-14 50-meter backstroke. In lane number 1 is Abigail Wiseman of the Marlins. Lane 2 is Peyton Barrett of the Sea Lions. Lane 3 is Sophia McGraw of the Marlins. Lane 4 is Emma Milley of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Allie Hamlin of the Gators. And in lane number 6 is Jordan Dobson of the Gators. The record for this swim was set back in 2002 by Courtney Sparks at a time of 35:83. The fastest seed time heading in is Sophia McGraw from the Marlins at a time of 41:13. Less than a second separates lanes 2, 3, and 4 in time. So this should be an outstanding race once again. Here we go, event 31, girls 13-14, 50-meter backstroke. Less than a second separates lanes 2, 3, and 4. Here we go, at the start. It looks like it is lane number 2 of Peyton Barrett, who has the lead here now, fighting off lane number 3 of Sophia McGraw. And it's Peyton Barrett who's going to touch the wall first. Again, it's the critical turn. And it's all the difference. And it's Sophia McGraw who moves into first place, followed by Peyton Barrett. But Peyton Barrett is still pushing here. And Peyton Barrett is trying to catch her. Does she have enough left? It looks like it's Sophia McGraw just edges out Peyton Barrett. Lane number 4 is Emma Milley, followed by Abigail Wiseman, Allie Hamlin, and Jordan Dobson. Yeah. Holy gentle. Anyway, the screaming is very loud upstairs. So it's a bit hard to concentrate on the race at times. But they're certainly showing their enthusiasm for their teammates. I just wish they'd do it a little further down the bleachers. Anyway, event number 32, boys 13-14, 50-meter backstroke. Lane number 1 is Ryan Parsons. Lane number 2 is William Evans. Lane number 3 is Austin Morgan. Lane number 4 is Luca Davignon. Lane number 5 is Jacob Efford. And lane number 6 is Griffin Mercer. The fastest time, the record for this swim is set by Matthew Shave in 2000 with a time of 33:46. Austin Morgan currently holds that record. I guess it's unsigned at the moment at a time of 32:06. So he's actually a minute and almost a second and a half faster than the provincial record right now. So here we go. Boys 13-14, 50-meter backstroke.
Roll
A lot of buddies in this swim here now. And it's Austin Morgan in first place. Right alongside of Austin is Luca Davignon in lane 4. Lane number 2 is William Evans. And it's Austin Morgan touches the wall first. Luca Davignon. William Evans. Jacob Efford. Griffin Mercer. Ryan Parsons. But it's Austin Morgan. Never a doubt. Luca Davignon is going to touch the wall in second. Looks like third place is going to go to William Evans with Jacob Efford squeaking in at fourth place there, followed up by Ryan Parsons and Griffin Mercer. Now we move on to event number 33, girls 15-16, 100-meter backstroke. Lane number 1 is Katie Lynn Budd of the Bluefins. Lane 2 is Ella Ackerman of the Sea Lions. Lane 3 is Kaylee Tucker of the Dolphins. Lane 4 is Cadence Culpepper of the Bluefins. Lane number 5 is Sophie Drover of the Sea Lions. And lane number 6 is Paige Cormier of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. The record for this swim was set back in 2004 by Courtney Sparks at a time of 1:17:36. Our fastest sea time heading in is Kaylee Tucker at a time of 1:24:96. So this is the girls 15-16 100-meter backstroke, 4 laps to see who will be provincial champion in the 100-meter girls backstroke. Here we go. And it's lane number 3 who comes out of the dive first. And that's Kaylee Tucker of the Sea Lions. The Dolphins. Right alongside her is Cadence Culpepper and Ella Ackerman. And it's Kaylee Tucker who has the lead after lap number 1. Cadence Culpepper is in second with Ella Ackerman in third. We've seen some big lead changes follow in the last 25 meters here. Right now it is Kaylee Tucker, touches the wall first. Gaining time is Cadence Culpepper and Ella Ackerman. Followed up by Paige Cormier and Sophie Drover with Katie Lynn Butt. But right now it is Kaylee Tucker in complete control here. And it's Kaylee Tucker who's going to touch the wall first. Now will we have a battle for second between Cadence Culpepper and Ella Ackerman as Cadence Culpepper touches the wall first. And it's Ella Ackerman now. And it's going to be Kaylee Tucker who's going to win first in this final race here and earn valuable points for the St. Anthony Dolphins. Second place looks like it's going to go to Cadence Culpepper of the Bluefins. And in third place will be Ella Ackerman of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. Following up in fourth is Sophie Drover. Katie Lynn Butt is determined to finish her race. With no time, this is probably her first time swimming the 100 meters, which is a huge difference from the 50 meters. And she is determined to finish this race. teammates, coaches, volunteers cheering her on. Again, this is where your teammates are missed. And way to go, Katie Lynn Butt. But again, this is where your teammates are missed on deck, as they will be cheering her on from start to finish. Now we're moving on to boys 15-16 100-meter backstroke. Lane number 1 is Jack Hardy at the Sea Lions. Lane 2 is Michael Hiscock at the Wave Runners. Lane 3 is Philip Olford at the Gators. Lane 4 is Benjamin Groff at the Bluefins. Lane 5 is Ben Lunscombe at the Gators. And rounding out the top 6 is Nathan Poole at the Gators. The record for this time was set back in 2013 by Noah Party at a time of 109.83. The fastest seed time heading in is Philip Olford at a time of 1:19:15. Here we go. Boys, 15-16 100-meter backstroke. Here we go. And it's Philip Olford in the lead at the first 25 meters. 4 laps to the pool, so it is Philip Olford in first, Michael Hiscock and Benjamin Groff. But it's Philip Olford here now who's gaining some distance. But now it's a battle here between Michael Hiscock, Ben Groff, and Ben Lunscombe. It's Philip Olford in complete control of this race. In lane number 2 is in second of Michael Hiscock. Followed right behind is lane number 5 of Ben Lunscombe. Followed up by Ben Lunscombe. And it is Philip Olford into the last 15 meters here now, along with Michael Hiscock. He's going to finish second, and it looks like Ben Groff has taken over from Ben Lunscombe. But it's Philip Olford in first. Michael Hiscock second. Ben Groff with a very strong push. Don't think he caught Michael Hiscock, but it was very close for third place. Ben Lunscombe fourth. And it's followed up with Nathan Poole and Jack Hardy to round out the top 6 swimmers in the boys 15-16 100-meter backstroke. Ludy's last. Include him. Moving on to event number 35, girls 17-18 100-meter backstroke. In lane number 1 is Laura Carville of the Wave Runners. Lane number 2 is Amy Evans of the Marylands. Lane number 3 is Bridget Bishop of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Olivia Sparks of the Bluefins. Lane number 5 is Madeline Ackerman of the Sea Lions. And in lane number 6 is Bridget Franey of the Sea Lions. The record for this swim is set back way back in 1996 by Lori Barrett at a time of 1:16.10. The fastest seed time heading in is at a time of 1:28.98. So Lori, barring anything short of amazing, I think your record is going to stay safe for another year. No disrespect to the swimmers that are in the pool. It's amazing respect to Lori Barrett, who's held this record since 1996. Pushing almost 30 years of a record. And we have a clean start, and it looks like it is lane number 3 of Bridget Bishop here now. With a slow start has come out and has taken the lead here in the first 25. And it's Bridget Bishop ahead of Amy Evans and Olivia Sparks. Here we move into the 50 meters. And it's Bridget Bishop still holding on to a slim lead over Olivia Sparks right now, who's putting on a bit of a push. And it's Bridget Bishop, Olivia Sparks. Lane number 5 is Madeline Ackerman is right there as well. Looks like Madeline's moved into third. And it's Bridget Bishop, Olivia Sparks, Madeline Ackerman, Amy Evans. It's still very close here now between Bridget Bishop and Olivia Sparks. Madeline Ackerman in third place. Laura Carville is hanging in there right there as well, along with Bridget Franey and Amy Evans. But it's Bridget Bishop trying to bring it home in the last 25 meters of this 100-meter race. And it's Bridget Bishop gaining some ground, and it looks like it's going to be Bridget Bishop. And it's Olivia Sparks. Now it's up to Madeline Ackerman to hang on for third place. As Laura Carville is putting on a push, it's going to be Bridget Bishop first, Olivia Sparks second, and it looks like, yes, it was Madeline Ackerman in third, who edged out Laura Carville. And Amy Evans and Bridget Franey to round out the top 6. Now we move on to the last of our backstroke finals is event number 36, boys 17-18 100-meter backstroke. Lane number 1 is Caden Blanchard of the Bluefins. Lane number 3 is Chase Morgan of the Sea Lions. And in lane number 4 is Nathan Campbell of the Gators. The record for this swim is set back in 2015 by Noah Party at a time of 1:05.60. The fastest seed time heading in is Chase Morgan at a time of 1:18.67. And Chase has had a bit of a rough summer. He damaged his knee playing basketball, and I believe he's actually going in for surgery next week. So just for him to be in the pool is a great accomplishment. And I'm sure he'll leave whatever energy and whatever he can in the pool here now. And here we go. It is lanes number 2 and 3 and 4 of Chase Morgan and Nathan Campbell. It's Nathan Campbell who has the lead right now over Chase. And as Nathan touches the wall first, Chase second, followed up by Caden Blanchard. And it's Nathan Campbell who's extending his lead here now a little bit. Chase Morgan is trying to gain some ground. It's Nathan Campbell. Chase with the bad knee cannot do his flip turn, which is causing him to lose some time. And it's Nathan Campbell moving into the 75-meter mark. Here we go. It's going to be Nathan Campbell in first. Chase Morgan second, followed by Caden Blanchard in third. A great race by Chase, considering the very limited time he had to spend in the pool this summer due to an injured knee. Now I'm going to take a 10 to 15 minute break. Let my good buddy Joey take over for a few minutes, but I'll be back in about 15 minutes for the IM and the relay final.
All right, sub it in here for a quick minute. Now we're moving on to the girls 8 and under 100 meter IM. Only one heat for this one. And lane 1 from the Gators, we have Hannah Horwood. Lane 2 from the Piranhas, Allie Green. Lane 3 from the Bluefins, Violet Rousel. Lane 4 from the Bluefins, Mackenzie Welshman. And lane 5 from the Bluefins, Maria Butt. Record holder for this event is Haley Ralph, set in 2016 with a time of 1:49.37. And they're getting up now. And they're off. Off the dive here. It looks like close battle here. Lane 1 here making a push on lane 3. Violet Rousel and Hannah Horwood. Approaching the wall now. Looks like we got lane 3 touching first. Violet Rousel, followed by lane 1. Then 4, then 5, then 2. Moving on to backstroke now. Good swim here. Lane 3 approaching the wall now. Violet Rousel touching first on the backstroke lap, and lane 1 shortly after. Hannah Horwood. Followed by lane 5, then 2, then 4. Now moving on to breaststroke. Approaching the wall now on the breaststroke lap. Lane 3, Violet Rousel touching. Followed by lane 1, Hannah Horwood. Allie Green, Mackenzie Welshman, and Maria Butt following after. On to freestyle now. All right, closing in on the last lap here. It looks like we have lane 3, Violet Rousel touching first. Following after lane 1, Hannah Horwood. Close battle here for 3rd and 4th. Ooh, very close between lane 2 and 5. Very close. Followed by lane 4. All right. Okay, now we're moving on to girls 9 and 10, 100 meter IM. 2 heats in this one. Heat 1, lane 2 from the Gators, we have Darcy Williams. Lane 3 from the Gators, we have Marion Powell. And lane 4 from the Bluefins, we have Kennedy Butt. Record holder for this event is Ava Parsons, set in 2023 with a time of 1:33.94. All right, they're hopping up now. And they're off. Off the dive here, it looks like lane 3. Marion Powell pulling ahead. Marion touching the wall first on butterfly. Followed by lane 2, Darcy Williams, then Kennedy Butt. Moving on to backstroke now. Marion touching the wall first on the backstroke. Followed by Darcy, then Kennedy. Moving on to breaststroke. Marion touching the wall now on the breaststroke, and moving on to freestyle. All right, closing in on our last lap now. Looks like we have Marion Powell touching the wall first. Followed after by lane 2, Darcy Williams. Then lane 4, Kennedy Butt. All right. Moving on to the next heat now. Heat 2 of 2 of the girls 9-10 100 meter IM. In lane 2 from the Bluefins we have Macy Butt. Lane 3 from the Gators, Emma Pitcher. In lane 4 from the Wave Runners, Eve Harris. In lane 5 from the Bluefins, Madison Burton. Okay, hopping up now. And they're off. Oh, we got a false start here. We'll try that again. All right, and they're off for the second start. Off the dive here, long underwater swim from lane 2. I think we have lane 3 pulling ahead here. Emma Pitcher. Lane 3 touching the wall first. Followed closely after by lanes 2 and 4. And lane 5 onto the backstroke now. Lane 3 pulling ahead. Closing in on the backstroke lap now. Lane 3, Emma Pitcher touching first. Close battle here for second and third between lanes 4 and 2. Followed by lane 5. Now onto the breaststroke.
Okay, where's my little dude?
Pulls it in on her breaststroke lap now. Lane 3, Emma Pitcher. Moving on to freestyle. And a close race here for second and third from lanes 2 and 4. Macy Butt and Eve Harris. Alright, and they're on to their freestyle. And touching the wall first, we have lane 3, Emma Pitcher.
Blake is on there. No, Nicholas. No, Nicholas and Blake, yeah.
And coming into the wall now for second and third. Looks like we have lane 4, Eve Harris. Then lane 2, Macy Butt. And followed by lane 5, Madison Burton.
That too, Nicholas. Like, yes, Nicholas has if she was nice, I would actually not be that mad.
Alright, moving on to our next event now. We have boys 9-10 100 meter IM. Heat 1 of 2, lane 2 from the Marlins, Charlie Tobin. Lane 3 from the Sea Lions, Nicholas Dawson. Lane 4 from the Wave Runners, Nicholas Dean. And lane 5 from the Bluefins, Henry Wellman. And also in lane 1 we have Clinton Moss swimming.
What's his name again? He never came to see
Clinton was the only one in the boys 8 and under 100 meter IM event, so he's swimming in this one. Getting ready now. And they're off.
Here we go. There's the Dolphins. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Off the dive here. Looks like we have lane 3 and lane 5. Pulling ahead. Lane 3 approaching the wall now. Nicholas Dawson touching. Followed by lane 5. Then lane 2. Then 4. Then 1. Moving on to backstroke now.
Why is Nicholas's arms really small?
Alright, moving on to the breaststroke now. We have lane 5 touching, then followed by lane 3.
Here we go. Bang! Bang! Bang!
Then we have lane 4, then lane 2, then 1. Moving on to the breaststroke. Alright, touching the wall there. Lane 3, Nicholas Dawson moving into the freestyle. followed after by lane 5, then 4, then 2, then 1. Moving on to freestyle. All right, closing in now. Lane 3, touching first, Nicholas Dawson. Followed by lane 5, then 4, then 2, then 1.
He thinks he's Phelps, see?
Lane 2, touching next. Approaching the wall now, we have Clinton Moss. All right, now we're moving on to the last heat of the boys 9 and 10, 100-meter IM. Heat 2 of 2. In lane 2 from the Bluefins, we have James Adams. Next in lane 3 from the Sea Lions, Blake Noseworthy. Lane 4 from the Bluefins, Benjamin Pele. In lane 5 from the Wave Runners, Carson Volke.
Okay, I'm going down now because that's 13, 14 year old. Come on, Blake. Good luck, Hannah.
All right, they're hopping up now. And they're off. Off the dome, very close here off the start between lanes 3 and 4. And lane 2. Looks like we have lane 3 here, pulling ahead Blake Noseworthy as we approach the wall. Touching after almost at the same time, lanes 4 and 2, followed by 5. Moving on to backstroke now. Lane 3 here, pulling ahead on the backstroke. Blake Noseworthy, followed by lane 4, Ben Pele. And lane 2, James Adams. And lane 5, Carson Volke. On the breaststroke now. All right, approaching the wall. Lane 3 touching. And followed by lane 4. Then 2, then 5. Moving on to freestyle now. Touching first, we have lane 3, Blake Noseworthy. Followed by lane 4, Benjamin Pele. Then lane 2, James Adams. Carson Volke following after. All right. Next, we're moving on to event 41, girls 11-12 100-meter IM. 2 heats in this event. Heat 1, lane 1 from the Wave Runners, Mallory Buckle. Lane 2 from the Gators, Karis Power. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Lane 3 from the Wave Runners, Addison Wells. Lane 4 from the Bluefins, Jessa Maas. Lane 5 from the Gators, Ava Langdon. Record holder for this event is Ashley Drover, set in 1997 with a time of 1:23:24. And they're off. Okay, are approaching the wall now on the first lap. Butterfly. Close battle here between lanes 3 and 4. Looks like we have lane 3 touching first, followed by lane 4. Then 5, then 2, then 1. Moving on to backstroke now. Alright, approaching the wall on backstroke. We have lane 3 touching, then lane 4. Followed after by lane 5, then 2, then 1. On to breaststroke now. Lane 4 here, Jessa Maas catching up to lane 3 as they approach the wall on their third lap. Touching, we have lane 3, then 4, then 2, then 5, then 1. A close battle here for first and second between Jessa Maas and Addison Wells. Very close finish here. Very close finish. And following after, we have lanes 2, then 5, then lane 1. Alright, moving on to the next heat now. Heat 2 of 2 of the girls 11-12 100-meter IM. In lane 1 from the Sea Lions, we have Ava Andrews. In lane 2 from the Marlins, Emma Hannaran. Lane 3 from the Sea Lions, Ava Parsons. Lane 4 from the Gators, Paige Dobson. Lane 5 from the Wave Runners, Maya Osman. And lane 6 from the Wave Runners, Kate Sweetland. Alright, so a little delay here, 1 minute. Okay, they're hopping up now. Get them ready. And they're off. They're off for the butterfly. Great underwater swim there from lane 3. Ava Parsons pulling ahead off the get-go. Approaching the wall now. Looks like we have lane 3 touching, then closely after lane 4, then 5, then 1 and 2, then 6. Moving on to backstroke now. Ava pulling ahead now in lane 3 on the backstroke. Approaching the wall now. Lane 3 touching, and lane 4, then 5, then 1 and 2, then 6. Moving on to breaststroke now. All right, lane 3 touching. On the third lap, moving on to freestyle, Ava Parsons, and followed by lane 4, Paige Dobson. All right, touching on the freestyle, lane 3 first. Next we have lane 4, Coming in now, we have close battle here. We have, looks like lane 5, then 2, then lane 1, then 6. All right, I'm going to sub back out now.
All right, thanks, Joey, for filling in for a few minutes. Need to catch a little breather as we get ready now to move on to event number 42, the boys 11-12 100-meter IM. Heat 1 of 2. In lane number 2 is Caleb Jewer of the Gators. Lane 3 is Sam Morrissey of the Sea Lions. And in lane number 4 is Luke Morgan of the Sea Lions. 4 laps. Test the endurance and the skill of each swimmer in all 4 aspects of this provincial championship. And right now it is lane number 3 of Sam Morrissey in the butterfly portion of this event. His first place, followed by Caleb Jewer in second, Luke Morgan in third, and Sam Morrissey now moved into the backstroke. And it's Sam extending his lead here now in the backstroke portion of this event. We've seen a lot of lead changes in the breaststroke portion of the IM. Sam is trying to build himself up a decent lead here, which he has done. Luke Morgan has gained some ground here in the backstroke portion of the event. And he is just behind now Caleb Jewer for second place. And this is the breaststroke portion. Like I said, we've seen a lot of lead changes over the years and over the races when it comes to the IM. Sam Morrissey, though, has extended his lead with every different aspect of this IM, and now he's into the freestyle portion of this event. And it's going to be Sam Morrissey who's going to cruise to a first place finish in this heat. It's Caleb Jewer touches the wall second. Luke Morgan from the Sea Lions third. But this race was never in doubt with Sam Morrissey well ahead in first place as he touches the wall. And now it's Luke trying to put a push on Caleb Jewer. Just don't think he got enough space and time left, as Caleb Jewer is going to touch the wall second, and a valiant effort by Luke Morgan to close the gap and finish in third place. Now we're moving on to Heat 2 of 2 of the boys 11-12 100-meter IM. In lane number 2 is Mason Ackerman of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane number 3 is Hudson Pilgrim of the Sea Lions. Lane 4 is Rogan Duty of the Sea Lions. And rounding out this heat is Noah Sharp of the Sea Lions. Make a bold prediction here and say that Sea Lions will finish 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's Hudson Pilgrim with the lead in the butterfly portion of this event, followed closely behind by lane number 4 of Rogan Duty, Mason Ackerman, and Noah Sharp. And it's Hudson Pilgrim into the backstroke portion of this event. Rogan Duty is trying to gain some ground, but again, it's the breaststroke that seems to switch this race around here on many occasions. And it's Hudson Pilgrim touches the wall first in the backstroke. Here's Rogan Duty touching the wall next. Moving into the breaststroke portion of this event. Mason Ackerman next, followed by Noah Sharp. And Rogan Duty is trying to gain some ground here on Hudson Pilgrim. As we know, Hudson Pilgrim has a strong free. But Rogan Duty has made significant ground here on Hudson Pilgrim here in the breaststroke. But Hudson's lead may be just too insurmountable for Rogan Duty to catch. And it's Hudson Pilgrim, Rogan Duty, Mason Ackerman, Noah Sharp. And it's Hudson Pilgrim. Rogan Duty is putting a push on here. Rogan Duty is pushing hard. But it's Hudson Pilgrim who just edged out Rogan Duty, who had an outstanding freestyle. And here we go. It is Mason Ackerman going to finish third, just ahead of Noah Sharp. But Hudson Pilgrim got a fright there from Rogan Duty in the last 25 meters as Rogan turned it on. Should be a great final. We're getting ready to move on to event number 43, girls 13-14, 100-meter IM. In lane number 1 is Catherine Jewett of Gators. Lane 2 is Jayla Harris of the Bluefins. Lane 3 is Emma Milley of the Bluefins. Lane 4 is Grace Bradbury of the Marlins. Lane 5 is Sophia McGraw of the Marlins. And rounding out this heat is Callie Blanchard of the Bluefins. Girls 13-14, heat 1 of 3. Top 6 advance to the final. Here we go. We're in the butterfly portion of this event, and it is lane number 2 right now at the moment of Jayla Harris of the Bluefins. But it's very close between lanes 2, 3, and 4 of Jayla Harris, Emma Milley, and Grace Bradbury. We move into the backstroke portion now. And it's Jayla Harris trying to hang on, but Emma Milley is pulled ahead here slightly. And it's Emma Milley, and now it's lane number 5 of Sophie McGraw with a really strong back has taken the lead. It's Emma Milley, Sophie McGraw, Emma Milley, Grace Bradbury. Now we move into the breaststroke portion of this event. Here's where leads change many times. There's Sophia McGraw trying to hang on. Big strong pushes by Emma Milley and Gracie Bradbury. Right there as well as is Jayla Harris, who's made a big push to get right back into this race. And now we have 4 people here now. It's anyone's race as we move into the freestyle portion. Lane number 3 of Emma Milley touches the wall first. Shortly behind is Jayla Harris, Grace Bradbury, and Sophie McGraw. But now it's Emma Milley who has the stronger freestyle. Emma Milley, Sophie McGraw. Emma Milley, Sophie McGraw. And it looks like it's going to be Emma Milley just edged out. Sophie McGraw and Jayla Harris. Right there as well was Grace Bradbury, followed by Catherine Jewett and Callie Blanchard. Now we move on to heat 2 of 3 in the girls 13-14 100-meter IM. Lane number 1 is Rachel Higgins of the Sea Lions, followed by Allie Hamlin in lane 2, Jordan Dobson lane 3, Charlotte Bombas in lane 4, and Leslie Howell in lane 5. All Grand Fall Windsor Gators. And on the outside lane is Kristen Norman of the Marylands. So we have 4 Gators in lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we go, and starting off the butterfly portion of this event, it looks like it is a lane number 3 of a Jordan Dobson, who has a slight lead now ahead of both Rachel Higgins, Allie Hanlon, Charlotte Bombas, and Leslie Howell. Now we're moving into the backstroke portion. Rachel Higgins is hanging right in there with the 4 Gators, as it's Jordan Dobson trying to hang on here now. But it's a 3-way race now between Allie Hamlin, Jordan Dobson, Leslie Howell, and Rachel Higgins. And it looks like it's going to be Jordan Dobson first, Allie Hamlin second. Now it's the breaststroke portion. Who has the stronger breast? Right now it's Jordan Dobson actually extending her lead a little bit. Second place is Charlotte Bombas. Right there with her is Allie Hamlin. And battling it out for fourth position now is Rachel Higgins and Leslie Howell, followed up by Kristen Norman. Now we're into the freestyle portion. It is Jordan Dobson in control of this race right now. In lane number 4, Charlotte Bombas is going to be second. Right there with her is Allie Hamlin. 1, 2, 3 Gators. As is Jordan Dobson, Charlotte Bombas, Allie Hamlin. And it looks like it was Leslie Howell edging out Rachel Higgins, followed up by Kristen Norman. Getting ready now for the final heat of the girls' 13-1400 meter IM. In lane number 1 is Leah Butler of the Wave Runners. Lane number 2 is Haven McHugh of the Bay Robber Sea Lions. Lane 3 is Olivia Wiseman of the Sea Lions. Lane 4 is Abigail Wiseman of the Marylands. Lane 5 is Chloe Caravan of the Gators. And lane number 6 is Winter Keefe of the Bluefins. Right now, Olivia French has about a 10-second seed time faster than anybody else in this heat. But again, we've seen stranger things happen. Here we go. We have a clean start, and it looks like it's Olivia French out of the water first. He's got a lead over Haven McHugh, who's in second place at the moment. And it's Olivia French touches the wall first. Haven McHugh second. Right there is Abigail Wiseman in third. Followed up by Chloe Caravan, Leah Butler, and Winter Keefe. But it's Olivia French now, who's trying to extend the distance between her and her nearest competitor. Now it's a battle for second place between Haven McHugh and Abigail Wiseman. And it's Olivia French moving into the breaststroke portion of this event. We have a neck-and-neck swim here now between second and third. It looks like it is Abigail Wiseman who's taking a slight lead over Haven McHugh. And now we have in lane number 5 is Chloe Caravan trying to put on a push here to get herself back into contention. But it is Olivia French. And based on the seed times, this is not a surprise. So Olivia French moves into the freestyle portion of this event. And now it is down to Abigail Wiseman and Haven McHugh. And it's Abigail Wiseman who touches the wall slightly ahead of Haven. And it's going to be Olivia French who's going to cruise to a first place victory in her heat. And it looks like it's going to be Abigail Wiseman finish second with Haven McHugh in third. But every second counts as the top 6 move on to the finals. And it looks like it's going to be a number 5 of Chloe Caravan edging out Leah Butler and Winter Keefe. Now we're moving on to boys 13-1400 meter IM. 2 heats. In lane number 2 is Griffin Mercer of the Bay Robber Sea Lions. Lane 3 is Ben Parsons of the Bay Robber Sea Lions. And lane number 4 is Caden Ives of the Clarenville Wave Runners. Here we go. And at the start of the race, it is Caden Ives out to a very early lead, but Ben Parsons is quickly gaining ground. And it's Ben Parsons who surpassed Caden Ives here now with Griffin Mercer right there hanging in. And it's Ben Parsons now into the back. It's Ben Parsons, Caden Ives, Griffin Mercer. Caden Ives now is trying to gain some ground on Ben, and it looks like it's a pretty much a neck-and-neck race with Caden Ives, who might have the slight advantage now at the moment. But it's going to be too close to call here at this point. But like I said, races are won and lost on the breaststroke on many occasions. Here we go. Griffin Mercer touches. Now we're into the breaststroke portion of it. And it's Ben Parsons, Caden Ives, Griffin Mercer. Ben is trying to hold off Caden Ives here. If he can just get a bit of a slight lead moving into the freestyle portion of this event. It's Ben who's actually gained some ground on Caden Ives, and it's Ben moving into the freestyle. Caden Ives, Griffin Mercer. And it's Ben Caden. Who has the stronger free? As Caden's pushing hard. It's Caden Ives, Ben Parsons, Caden Ives. This one's going to be extremely close. And I'm going to go with my very biased opinion of Ben Parsons edging out Caden Ives. But again, my results are very unofficial and extremely biased. As Griffin Mercer moves into third. Either way, a great swim by all three swimmers in that race. Now we're moving on to Heat 2 of 2 of the boys 13-1400 meter IM. In lane number 2 is Preston Sims of the Sea Lions. Lane number 3 is Austin Morgan of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Hayden Vokey of the Wave Runners. And lane number 5 is Liam Pinkston of the Bluefins. Here we go, and it's lane number 3 of Austin Morgan, who's had an extremely strong provincial swim meet so far. And it's Austin who touches the wall first, slightly ahead of Preston Sims and Hayden Vokey. And it's Austin Morgan now extending his lead in the backstroke. In second place now is lane number 4 of Hayden Vokey, who's slightly ahead of Preston Sims. Right there with him is Liam Pinkston. Here we move into the breaststroke portion of this event, and it's Austin Morgan with a huge lead here right now. And now it's the breaststroke portion, and it's Preston Sims and Hayden Vokey along with Liam Pinkston. But nobody is catching Austin Morgan in this race here today, as Austin Morgan is almost going to have a lap on some of these swimmers here. What an amazing showing by Austin Morgan, as Austin Morgan touches the wall just as two of the swimmers touch the wall to move into their free. Now it's down to, it looks like Preston Sims has moved into second place here, and it's Preston Sims trying to hold off Hayden Vokey. And Preston Sims with a really strong freestyle moves into second place, touches the wall ahead of Hayden Vokey, followed up by Liam Pinkston. Now we're moving on to the girls 15-1600 meter IM. Heat 1 of 3. In lane number 2 is Abby Wells of the Bluefins. Lane number 3 is Haley Ralph of the Grand Bank Sharks. Lane number 4 is Hannah Chapman of the Bluefins. And lane number 5 is Paige Cormier of the Bay Robert Sea Lions. Here we go. Looks like we have a clean start, and it looks like it is lane number 2 right now of Haley Ralph, who's in first place, who we've seen her name come up in the record books on a number of swims so far. And it's Haley Ralph who's touching the wall first in the butterfly portion. Right behind her is Hannah Chapman. And it's Abby Wells, Haley Ralph, Hannah Chapman, Paige Cormier. But it's Abby Wells here now, and Hannah Chapman. Abby Wells and Haley Ralph both touch the wall simultaneously, along with Hannah Chapman is right there with her. Now it's Haley Ralph in lane number 3. Trying to get a bit of a lead, but Hannah Chapman is gaining significant ground here in the breaststroke. And as Hannah Chapman has caught up, and it looks like Hannah Chapman has surpassed both Haley Ruff and Abby Wells as we move into the freestyle portion of this event. And once again, it's the breaststroke that can win or lose these events, and it looks like it was Hannah Chapman with an outstanding breaststroke to get herself into the lead. And now it's a battle for second place as Hannah Chapman is going to hang on just barely as she fought off Abby Wells and Haley Ralph, with Paige Cormier coming in fourth place. Now we're moving on to heat 2 of 3. At the girls 15-1600 meter IM. In lane number 2 is Cadence Culpepper of the Bluefins. Lane 3 is Georgia Elliott of the Bluefins. Lane 4 is Ella Ackerman of the Sea Lions. And lane number 5 is Olivia Parsons of the Bluefins. Now I'll give a shout out to my mom who might be listening. Kaylee will be swimming in about 5 swims. Here we go. False start. Which is kind of rare once you get up to the 15-16 category. We might have had a swimmer just wobble a little bit or a little anxious to get going. Looks like it is lane number 2 of Cadence Culpepper. May have done a slight wobble at the start. Here we go. This time we have a clean start, and it looks like it is going to be a Georgia Elliott out to an early lead, trying to hold off Cadence Culpepper. And it's Georgia Elliott, Cadence Culpepper, Ella Ackerman, Olivia Parsons. They move into the backstroke portion. It is Georgia Elliott holding on to that lead over Cadence Culpepper and Ella Ackerman. Ella's gaining some ground here on the backstroke portion of this event. She's gained significant ground on Cadence Culpepper. And she's brought herself almost neck and neck now with Cadence here into the breaststroke portion as Georgia Elliott, Cadence Culpepper, Ella Ackerman, Olivia Parsons. And it's Olivia Parsons here. But it's Georgia Elliott, and it looks like Ellie Ackerman has moved ahead of Cadence Culpepper here now in the breaststroke portion, trying to gain some ground now on Georgia Elliott. But as Georgia Elliott switches over to free, Ella Ackerman has moved past Cadence Culpepper, and now it's a battle for second as Georgia Elliott is going to take this heat. But now it's Ella Ackerman trying to hold off Cadence Culpepper, and it looks like she will do it as Ella Ackerman, with a very strong breaststroke portion, moved ahead of Cadence Culpepper to take second place. Ahead of Cadence Culpepper and Olivia Parsons. Now we're moving on to the final heat of the girls 15-1600 meter IM. In lane number 1 is Sarah Campbell of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. Lane number 2 is Sophie Drover of the Sea Lions. Lane number 3 is Hannah Dawson of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Caitlin Morgan of the Bluefins. And lane number 5 is Ellie Quigley of the Bluefins.
So right now, we got Hannah.
And again, huge shout out to my mother and mother-in-law that Kaylee will be swimming in 4 swims. Here we go. We got a clean start, and it looks like it is lane number 3 of Hannah Dawson. Is in first place here right now, being challenged by Sophie Drover and Caitlin Morgan. But it's Hannah Dawson. Touches the ball first, moving into the backstroke. And lane number 4 right now is Caitlin Morgan. Sophie Drover is right there as well, along with Sarah Campbell. But Hannah Dawson has built herself up a good lead here now, moving into the breaststroke portion. Right now, it's Caitlin Morgan, who's her closest competitor. Sophie Drover and Sarah Campbell are right there with her. Now it's the breaststroke portion. Who has the strong breaststroke? And it looks like Sophie Drover trying to make a move here, as Hannah Dawson now is in complete control of this race. But it looks like now it is Caitlin Morgan and Sarah Campbell has moved into second, third here. It's Hannah Dawson going to cruise to a first place victory in this heat. Now it's a battle for second, as it looks like Caitlin Morgan is going to hold off Sarah Campbell. And is Caitlin Morgan going to move into second place here? Sarah Campbell in third, Sophie Drover followed up by Ellie Quigley. Here we go, moving on to event number 46, boys, 15-1600 meter IM. Lane number 2 is John Lynch at the Wave Runners, along with 3 Gators in lanes 3, 4, and 5 of Philip Bulford, Nigel Powell, and Dawson Poole.
Before it starts, can you check your watch to see what time it is? We don't have anyone in this one. Do you want to sit? No, I'm over.
And we have a clean start here, and it looks like it is a lane number 3 of Philip Bulford with the lead at the 25-meter mark. Followed closely behind by John Lynch and Nigel Powell. Right there is Dawson Poole as well. But it's Philip Bulford right now trying to take control of this race. And it's Philip Bulford. Nigel Powell has moved into second now. And now it's Dawson Poole putting a push on John Lynch for third place. But it's Philip Bulford now moved into the breaststroke portion, followed up by Nigel Powell. We have a battle here now for third, as it's Dawson Poole and John Lynch. But Philip Bulford is in complete control of this heat. And it's going to be John Bulford touches the wall after the breaststroke portion, moved into the free. There's no catching John Bulford at this point. Now it's Nigel Powell. Nigel Powell has a pretty solid lead in second place here. It's John Bulford going to cruise to first place. Nigel Powell is second here right now at the moment. John Lynch is trying to put a push on. Although he's gained up space, he's not going to catch Nigel Powell, as Nigel Powell touches second. Great showing by John Lynch to finish third to hold off Dawson Poole for fourth place. Now we move into heat 2 of 3. In lane number 2 is Michael Hiscock of the Wave Runners. Lane number 3 is Noah Dawson of the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Wesley Carter of the Gators. And in lane number 5 is Kobe Chapman of the Bluefins. Yeah, I don't know. I think Michael Hiscock done everything in the world to try to hang on to the board that time. Coming over, getting his warning now. I think he was well aware it was him.
I seen him. He literally almost dove in. It was like,
Michael Hiscock tried to give him the fist pump, and the judge almost left him high and dry. Here we go, we get ready again. Heat 2 of 3 of the boys, 15-16, 100-meter IM. We have our sea lion in lane number 3 of Noah Dawson. And here we go. We're into the butterfly portion of this event, and it looks like it is Noah Dawson. Jumps out to an early lead. It's Noah Dawson, followed by Wesley Carter and Michael Hiscock. Right there is Kobe Chapman. It's Noah Dawson touches the wall first. Right there with him is Wesley Carter. As Noah Dawson is trying to give himself some space between him and the other swimmers. And it's Noah Dawson, Wesley Carter, Michael Hiscock. Noah Dawson touches the wall after the back, moving into the breaststroke. And now it's Noah Dawson, Wesley Carter, Michael Hiscock. Noah Dawson is trying to fight off Wesley Carter here now, and he is, as Noah Dawson has a very strong breaststroke and is actually gaining some ground on Wesley Carter as he touches the wall and moves into the freestyle portion. Wesley Carter has a lot of work to do now to try to catch big, strong Noah Dawson. And it's Noah Dawson who's going to hang into first place here now. Wesley Carter takes second place, followed by Michael Hiscock in third and Kobe Chapman in fourth. We get ready for the last heat of the boys, 15-16 100-meter IM. Lane number 1 is Jordan Avery, the Wave Runners. Lane number 2 is Ashton Hurley, the Sea Lions. Lane number 3 is Charlie Seymour, the Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Benjamin Groth of the Bluefins. And lane number 5 is Chase Sweetland of the Wave Runners. Again, heat 3 of 3 of the boys, 15-16 100-meter. Final call to Mom and my mother-in-law that Kaylee is swimming next. So I'll use this as a public service announcement. Here we go. Clean start. And right now it is lane number 3 of Charlie Seymour. In first place, Benjamin Groth is right there with him, who just edged him out earlier in the backstroke. And it's Charlie Seymour trying to maintain his lead on Benjamin Groth. In third place is Ashton Hurley. Now we move into the breaststroke portion. It's Charlie Seymour, Ben Groth, Ashton Hurley, Chase Sweetland, Jordan Avery. Charlie Seymour is fighting off Ben Groth here. And Charlie is actually gaining some distance between him and Ben. And we know Ben Groth has a very strong freestyle. So does Charlie. But who's made up the ground is Ashton Hurley now, who's caught up to Ben Groth. And it's Charlie Seymour in first place. Can Ashton Hurley catch Ben Groth now? And it's Charlie Seymour going to take first. It's Ben Groth, Ashton Hurley. Ben Groth may have just had that much of a lead more to not allow Ashton Hurley to catch him. Ben Groth touches the wall second, followed by Ashton Hurley third. And it looks like now it is lane number 5 of Chase Sweetland, who pulled ahead of Jordan Avery to take fourth place in this heat. Now we're moving on to event number 47, girls 17, 1800 meter IM. Heat 1 of 3. Lane number 2 is Madeline Ackerman of the Sea Lions. Lane number 3, Kaylee Flynn of the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. Lane number 4 is Chelsea Keogh of the Bluefins. And lane number 5 is Jocelyn Coates of the Wave Runners. I guarantee 100% bias in this race calling here now. Here we go, heat 1 of 3. We're off, and we're into the butterfly portion of this event. And it's Kaylee Flynn, who has the slightest of leads right now over Chelsea Keogh. And it's Kaylee Flynn, Chelsea Keogh. Right there is Madeline Ackerman in third, followed up by Jocelyn Coates. What is Kaylee Flynn? Chelsea Keogh, and Kaylee has created a little bit of distance between her and Chelsea Keogh, with Madeline Ackerman trying to put on a push here now. And it's Kaylee Flynn has a little bit more of a lead now, moving into the breaststroke portion of this event. And it's Kaylee Flynn, followed by Chelsea Keogh, Madeline Ackerman, Jocelyn Coates. And it's Kaylee Flynn trying to keep off Chelsea Keogh. Kaylee Flynn is actually gaining a little bit more ground and a little bit of space between her and Chelsea Keogh as they move into the freestyle portion. And as Kaylee is going to touch the wall first. Kaylee touches the wall, followed by Chelsea Keogh. Then it's Madeline Ackerman and Jocelyn Coates. Here comes Kaylee, and it looks like Kaylee Flynn with an outstanding swim to finish first in her heat. Holds off Chelsea Keogh, and it looks like it was Jocelyn Coates, followed up by Madeline Ackerman. What? Now we move on to heat 2 of 3. As I can only brag about my daughter for so long. And as I tell her, she's only halfway there. She still has the finals to go. So now it's lane number 1 of Eve Penny of the St. Anthony Dolphins. Lane 2 is Laura Carville of the Wave Runners. Lane 3 is Claire Bombas of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. Lane 4 is Amy Evans of the Marlins. And in lane 5 is Hannah Elliott of the Bluefins. And here we go. It is lane number 3 of Claire Bombas, holding the slight lead in the butterfly portion of this event, followed closely behind by Laura Carville and Amy Evans. It's Claire Bombas in lane number 3. A great turn by Amy Evans. Puts herself in second place here right now, being chased behind by Laura Carville. But it's Claire Bombas touching the wall, moving into the breaststroke portion. We got 3 racers right here, though, in Hannah Elliott, Amy Evans, and Laura Carville. Can anybody gain some ground? Followed up by Hannah Elliott. And it looks like it's Claire Bombas with Amy Evans trying to fight off both Laura Carville and Hannah Elliott. And it's Claire Bombas moving into the freestyle portion. This is going to be Claire Bombas for first, but who's going to take second? As 3 swimmers basically touch the wall simultaneously. And it looks like it's Amy Evans who came out with a slight lead at the touch. But Laura Carville is pushing hard. Laura Carville is trying to put some pressure on Amy Evans, but it's going to be Amy Evans, I think, that's going to hold off. Now it's a battle for third, and it looks like it may have been Hannah Elliott, actually, that may have edged out Laura Carville. with Eve Penny finishing off that heat. But again, my results are extremely unofficial as we move into the final heat of the girls. 17-18, 100 meter IM. Lane number 1 is Marley Warren of the Bluefins. Lane 2 is Haley Franey of the Sea Lions.
Julia's not there.
Lane 4 is Sienna Chapman of the Bluefins. And in lane number 5 is Emily Lynch of the Wave Runners.
What lane was Julia's best? I don't know what. Does she have the best time? I'm in lane 2. She had the best time. She had the best time by 4 seconds. I was in lane 1. Best rotation. Lisa's down there. Someone ran for me.
Here we go, and it looks like Haley Franey comes out to the lead early here in the butterfly portion of this swim. Right behind her is Sienna Chapman. But it's Haley Franey trying to hold off Sienna Chapman as they touch the wall very close together. Lane number 5 is Emily Lynch is right there as well. Looks like an outstanding turn by Sienna Chapman has put her into the lead. And now it's a battle between Haley Franey and Emily Lynch for second place. And it looks like Emily Lynch is putting on the pressure on Sienna Chapman right now as Haley is in third place. And as Sienna Chapman moves into the breaststroke portion, it's Sienna Chapman, Emily Lynch, Haley Franey, followed by Maria Warren. And as Sienna Chapman started to take control here, along with Emily Lynch. So Sienna Chapman, Emily Lynch, Haley Franey, Maria Warren, or Marley Warren, sorry. But it's Sienna Chapman here who's taking control of this race. And a Sienna Chapman who's going to take first. It is going to be Emily Lynch in second, followed by Haley Franey in third, and Marley Warren, fourth place. Now let's get ready for the most exciting part of the day. It's the 200 meter freestyle relay. Starting off, lane 1 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Julie Kenny, Emma Pitcher, Darcy Williams, Marion Powell. Lane 2 is the Marlins of Sadie Hodge, Ali Cody, Charlotte Jackman, Charlotte Pike. Lane 3 is the Sea Lions of Reese French, Beth Norman, Kiva Delaney, Priya Delaney. Lane 4 of Macy Butt, Kennedy Butt, Maria Butt, Alice McKenna of the Bluefins. Lane 5 is the Wave Runners of Maylee Howell, Morgan Cook, Brooke Hoskins, Eve Harris. And in lane number 6 of the Piranhas of Allie Green, Tori Paisley, Lydia French, and Allie Ball. Again, as we get ready to conclude up day 2 of the 3-day provincial swim meets here in Gander, we certainly like to thank all the athletes, coaches, volunteers that help make this event so special. The town of Gander for your facility. So we get ready to wind down and get ready for a very exciting day tomorrow. So tomorrow we have the breast-to-breast final, the IM final, and the medley relay. Then we will declare provincial champions. Will it be defending champion Sea Lions, or will one of the 7 clubs here dethrone the Sea Lions and take over top spot and bragging rights as swim club champion? Everybody's getting their teams ready and positioned. It looks like we're ready to start the first relay race of the day. The girls 10 and under 200 meter freestyle relay. Here we go. Each swimmer swims 2 laps. And right now it is the Bay Robber Sea Lions in lane number 2. What a slight lead at the moment. Lane number 1 of the Grand Falls Windsor Gators is second, and lane number 4 of the Bluefins is in third. And Reese French touches the wall first, followed behind by the Gator and the Bluefins. Reese French is trying to build up a lead here for the Sea Lions. And it looks like the Bluefins have moved into second place here. It's the Bluefins led by Macy Butt. Reese French is trying to fight him off, and it's the Bluefins going to move into second place here. Now it's the Gators in third. The second swimmer for the Sea Lions enters the pool, which is Beth Norman. Followed right behind is the Bluefins. Right there are the Gators. In jump the Piranhas. And Beth Norman is having an outstanding swim, who's building up a bigger lead for the Sea Lions. And Beth turns around for her last 25 meters as the Bluefins are doing everything they can to try to stay in this race. The Gators are right there as well. And it's the Piranhas and the Piranhas and the Merlins. But right now it's the Sea Lions. As their third swimmer, Kiva Delaney, jumps into the pool. And right now it looks like it is the Gators have taken a slight lead now over the Bluefins. But now it's Kiva Delaney who's trying to extend this lead for the Sea Lions. And Kiva Delaney touches the wall. The Grand Falls Windsor Gators are gaining a lot of ground here with a very strong third swimmer. And it's the Gators now who have moved into a solid second place position. The Bluefins are in third. Right behind them is the Piranhas. Then it's the Marlins and the Wave Runners. But it looks like the final swimmer for the Sea Lions is about to enter the pool, which is Priya Delaney. And in comes the final swimmer for the Gators. And Priya Delaney is pushing hard, and so are the Gators. The Gators are trying to gain some ground here. There's a significant amount of ground to gain. Priya Delaney is pushing hard. The Gators are coming on strong. And here comes the Bluefins as well, but it's going to be the Bay Robber Sea Lions who are going to win first place in this heat, in this relay, and it looks like it's going to be the Gators who are going to finish second, along with the Bluefins in third. It looks like the Piranhas are going to go fourth. Now it's a battle between the Wave Runners and the Marlins. But an outstanding showing by the girls 10 and under Sea Lions team. With a very strong showing by the Gators team to finish second. To outlast the Bluefins. And here comes the Piranhas closing in on finishing in fourth place here in this relay race. And here we go. That was the Wave Runners followed by the Marlins. Now we move on to the boys 10 and under 200 meter freestyle relay. Lane number 1 is the Piranhas, made up of Jeffrey Green, Liam French, Luke O'Reilly, West Avignon. Lane number 2 is the Bluefins, made up of Benjamin Pelly, Caleb Osmond, Henry Wellman, and James Adams. Lane number 3 is the Bay Robert Sea Lions, made up of Nicholas Dawson, Jace March, Caleb Brown, and Gibson McHugh. Lane number 4 is the Wave Runners, made up of Carson Vokey, Gage Butler, Benjamin Osmond, and Nicholas Dean. And lane number 5 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Ryan Boone, John Whalen, Hudson Linfield, and Max Burma.
I just want to watch my brother. You don't need to like your brother. Yes, I do. Sometimes. Sure. Sometimes. Lane 1 is this side, right? I mean, he can be nice. But he's sorry, he sat on you. Who sat on you? Yeah, well, I would have threw him off, but that'd be a different story. Look, I'm first, and I really don't want to be first. Why?
Here we go. 200 meter relay. And in the lead right now is lane number 2 of the Bluefins. Followed right behind there is the Sea Lions in lane number 3. Lane number 1 is the Piranhas in third place. Right now it's the Bluefins. The Bluefins of Benjamin Pelly trying to hold off Nicholas Dawson here. And Nicholas Dawson with a fantastic second half here has moved into first place. And it looks like it's Nicholas Dawson and the Sea Lions. And the Bluefins, they're neck and neck here now. The Bluefins and the Sea Lions are. And here we go. And it looks like the Sea Lions have moved ahead here now with Caleb Osmond and Jace March. And Jace March has motored on past the Bluefins here now. And it's Jace March just put the Sea Lions in the lead here. Bluefins trying to stay into this race. Knowing there's 2 other swimmers left. Lane number 1 is the Piranhas in third place. Right next to them is the Wave Runners and the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. But it's the Sea Lions here now trying to hold on to their lead that Jace March built up for him. Here we go. Looks like a clean tag and it's Caleb Brown in the water. Henry Wellman for the Bluefins. Followed by Luke O'Reilly of the Piranhas. And Caleb Brown is putting on a show here as he touches the wall, trying to stay ahead of the Bluefin swimmer. And it's Caleb Brown trying to maintain that lead here for the final swimmer of the Sea Lions, Gibson McHugh. The Bluefins have gained some ground. And as Caleb Brown touches the wall, the Bluefins are right on their heels now. We're into the final swimmers for both the Sea Lions and the Bluefins. Here we go, Gibson McHugh trying to hold off James Adams. And James Adams is putting on a push. And James Adams, it looks like he's caught him here at the wall, and it's neck and neck into the final 25 meters. Here we go, who has the inner strength in the final 25 meters? Is it the Sea Lions? Is it the Bluefins? And it looks like Gibson McHugh is pulled out ahead again. And Gibson McHugh is going to hold off here. The fighting surge of the Bluefins, and it's Gibson McHugh and the Sea Lions. Hold on to edge out the Bluefins. As we move into third place now, and it's the Piranhas in lane number 1. Followed right behind them will be the Wave Runners and the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. But what an outstanding race by both the Sea Lions and the Bluefins. Hugs and cheers all around by the Sea Lions group. Same thing with the Bluefins group. As we get ready now for girls 11-12, 200-meter freestyle relay. In lane number 1 is the Piranhas, made up of Olivia Paisley, May Field, Addie Babstock, and Jenna Culhall. Lane number 2 is the Bluefins of Jessa Moss, Silver Stuckless, Lila Rousel, and Carly Chapman. Lane number 3 of the Sea Lions is Beth Bartlett, Willa Petton, Madison Linthorne, and Ava Parsons. Lane number 4, the Wave Runners of Mila Osmond, Mallory Buckle, Sarah Coates, and Addison Wells. And lane number 5 is the Gators. Lane number of Carice Power, Lauren Mercer, Paige Dobson, and Ava Langdon. As we watch the Gators here finish up the last lap. They clue up their relay, and you have to finish the relay because you never know what could happen with the teams in front of you. There's certainly a lot of DQs for teams, especially for players leaving early in the excitement and the cheering that's going on, that you could look like you finished 5th and move up to 2nd or 3rd pretty quickly, as we've seen a lot of DQs in these races. So here we go. Girls 11-12. 200-meter freestyle relay. Lane 1 is the Piranhas, lane 2 is the Bluefins, lane 3 is the Sea Lions, lane 4 is the Wave Runners, and lane 5 is the Gators. And Mom, if you're listening, Kaylee will be swimming again within the next 15 minutes. Here we go, event 51, girls 11-12, 200-meter freestyle relay. Here we go, and it's Jessa Moss of the Bluefins in first place. Now Beth Bartlett hanging in there for 2nd. Very close behind. In lane number 4 is the Wave Runners in 3rd. Right there is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators and the Piranhas. Beth Bartlett is hanging with Jessa Moss here now, just trying to keep it close, knowing there's 3 more swimmers ahead. It's Beth Bartlett and Jessa Moss here now. Jessa Moss has the slightest of leads over Beth Bartlett, but what an extremely close race here now as they move into the 2nd portion. And it is Willa Petton and Silver Stuckless. Willa Petton, again, the job is just to try to keep it close, but Silver Stuckless is motoring up the pool at the moment. Willa Petton is keeping it close. Lane number 4 of the Wave Runners are putting on a strong showing as well. Right there is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators, followed by the Piranhas. But it's Silver Stuckless is taking a bit of a lead here now. And Willow Petton is trying to hang in there, trying to keep it close for the next swimmer of Madison Linthorne. Knowing they got Ava Parsons, a provincial record holder, as their anchor swimmer. Just got to keep it close. And it's Madison Linthorne now trying to make up some ground on the Bluefins of Lila Rousel. And it's the Bluefins in 1st, Sea Lions in 2nd, Wave Runners in 3rd, Gators in 4th, Piranhas in 5th. Here we go. It's Madison Linthorne trying to gain some ground, which she is on the Bluefins. The Bluefins are holding on to the slightest of leads here now at the moment. But Madison Linthorne has not given up and has made up some ground. And now we have the anchor swimmers of Ava Parsons for the Bay Robert Sea Lions and Carly Chapman for the Bluefins. Here we go. The crowd is absolutely ecstatic up here. And Ava Parsons is starting to gain ground, but Carly Chapman is a very strong swimmer. And it's Ava Parsons, Carly Chapman. And it's Ava Parsons who's taking the lead at the turn with 15 meters to go. It's Ava Parsons who's taking a significant lead and is going to touch the wall and bring it home for the Bay Robert Sea Lions. Ahead of Carly Chapman and the Bluefins. The Wave Runners finish in third place, followed by the Grand Falls Windsor Gators and the Piranhas. And I'm pretty sure I'm deaf in my left ear here now. Now we're going to move on to the boys 11-12 200-meter freestyle relay. In lane number 1 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Zachary Howell, Hudson Linfield, Max Burma, Caleb Chewer. Lane 2 is the Bluefins of Gavin Bennett, Lincoln Budgell, Carter Chapman, Caleb Whalen. Lane number 3 is Sam Morrissey, Luke Morgan, Rogan Duty, and Hudson Pilgrim. Lane number 4 is the Wave Runners of Carson Vokey, Sullivan Power, Benjamin Osmond, Nicholas Dean. Lane number 5 is Jensen Cody, Andre Fitzpatrick, Charlie Hollett, Evan McGraw. And lane number 5 is the Piranhas of West Avignon, Jeff Green, James O'Reilly, and Miguel Davignon. An outstanding race by the Bay Robert Sea Lions. All 3 swimmers kept it close. Ava Parsons brought it home. And you can see the jubilation on the deck as the coach comes over and gives all 4 swimmers a hug. Here we go, boys 11-12, 200-meter freestyle relay. And we have a clean start, and it looks like it is Sam Morrissey of the Sea Lions. Right next to him is Gavin Bennett of the Bluefins. 1-2. Lane number 6 of the Piranhas is in third place at the moment. But Sam Morrissey of the Sea Lions trying to hold on to a little bit of a lead here over the Bluefins. And as Sam Morrissey has gained some distance between him and the Bluefin now, and it's third place now. It's a battle between the Piranhas and the Wave Runners. And the Marlins. And there we go. Our second swimmer is in the pool for the Sea Lions. It's Luke Morgan. In jumps the second swimmer for the Bluefins. There's the Piranhas, followed by the Marlins. And it's Luke Morgan here, gaining even more distance between him and the other Bluefin. And it's Luke Morgan holding on to that first place lead. Bluefins in second. Now it's a battle between the Piranhas and the Marlins for third. And it's Luke Morgan here now, bringing home to the third swimmer for the Bay Robert Sea Lions, which is Rogan Duty. And as Rogan is into the pool now. Now we have a battle for third place here now as it's between the Piranhas and the Marlins. First and second don't look to be in doubt here. As Rogan Duty has about a half a pool length lead here at the moment. It's Rogan Duty of the Sea Lions holding off the Bluefins. Now it's the Marlins who moved into third place ahead of the Piranhas. And now it's the Bay Robert Sea Lions anchor swimmer Hudson Pilgrim. And And it's Hudson Pilgrim into the water for the Sea Lions now. And now it looks like the Marlins have caught up to the Bluefins. And an outstanding swim by the Marlins' third swimmer, and now it's their anchor swimmer. Can the Marlins move into second place and overtake the Bluefins? The Bluefins have a very strong anchor swimmer, but they are not coming close to catching Hudson Pilgrim and the Bay Robber Sea Lions. As the Sea Lions take first place, the Bluefins will take second place. And now it's the Piranhas trying to catch ground on the Marlins, and they're catching significant ground. Can the Piranhas move into third place? And we have a battle here for third. And it looks like it's going to be the Piranhas. Not sure if the Piranhas or the Marlins there, but what an outstanding push by the Piranha anchor swimmer. We watch as the final swimmers for the Wave Runners and the Gators complete the race. Again, very important to finish the race, as you never know what could happen to the teams in front. We've seen a lot of DQs over the past of swimmers leaving a little early due to the excitement. As we get ready now for the girls' 13-14 200-meter freestyle relay, in lane number 1 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Leslie Howell, Jordan Dobson, Chloe Caravan, and Charlotte Bombas. Lane 2 of the Bluefins of Callie Blanchard, Callie Osmond, Olivia Dix, and Lucy Budgel. Lane 3 of the Wave Runners is Leah Butler, Mallory Buckle, Shakira Russell, and Maya Osmond. Lane 4 is Bridget Ha, the Sea Lions, Peyton Barrett, Haven McHugh, and Olivia French. Lane 5 is the Marlins of Kayla Brown, Kristen Norman, Emma Hanrahan, and Sophie McGraw. And rounding out the relay for the girls 13-14 is the St. Anthony Dolphins of Tony Rose, Maria Rose, Alexis Burden, and Kira Tucker. Again, I think it's totally unfair for swimmers not to be out cheering on their teammates. And again, it's a personal opinion of a dad who has a daughter who's been swimming in this for 10 years. The atmosphere of your team on the deck, cheering on your teammates, is second to none. Fine, the parents we can continue with the routine of what we're doing. We don't even need to come in. We can watch it from the screen. But it's whole part of the atmosphere, and it's part of the team building, and it's part of the team atmosphere of all of this is cheering on your teammates. And it's very hard to do from the inside of a glass room above the pool. And I hope one day some of these kids that are new to the swim team get to experience what my kids got to experience years ago. Here we go, girls 13-14, 200-meter IM. Sea Lions in lane number 4. Bluefins in lane 2. Here we go, Bridget Ha leading the way. And it's Bridget Ha coming out of the water first. Holding on to the slightest of leads now. And it's Bridget Ha who's going to touch the wall first. Ahead of the Wave Runners, Bluefins, and Gators. And Marlins. But it's Bridget Ha, the competitor that she is. She will do everything she can not to give up that first place position. And it's the Sea Lions down. It's the Wave Runners who moved into second place at the moment. the Marlins. And it's the Sea Lion second swimmers into the pool. So is the Marlins second swimmer, followed by the Bluefins. So it's Sea Lion, Marlins, Bluefin. Right there, and the Gators are right there as well, along with the Wave Runners. And the Sea Lions touch the wall first. And it looks like the Bluefins and Gators now have moved into a battle for second and third. It's the Wave Runners and the Marlins.
Let's go, Peyton.
And here comes the Sea Lion now, and it's Peyton Barrett now ready to tag into Haven McHugh.
Come on, Haven.
In goes Haven. And it looks like we have a battle here now for second place between the Bluefins and the Gators. And they pretty much touch simultaneously, and it's the Gator who comes out in the lead in second place. Haven McHugh now has a strong lead here now, but the Gators are trying to gain some ground here. They're causing some separation between them and the Bluefins. Now the Wave Runners are starting to make some noise here as well, but it's the Sea Lions now getting ready to tag in their fourth swimmer of Olivia French. And knowing Olivia French, she is not going to give up this lead. And it's Olivia French into the water next. The Gators have moved into a solid second place position here now. And it's the Gators in second. The Bluefins are in third. Wave Runners fourth. Marlins fifth. And as hard as the Gators are going to swim, they are not going to catch the determination and drive and will to win of Olivia French, as she cruises to a first place victory for the Sea Lions. And it's the Sea Lions once again first place in the relay team, followed second by the Gators. And third place now is going to be the Bluefins, and it's going to be the Marlins, who are pushing hard and have overtaken the Wave Runners for fourth place. And it's fourth place for the Marlins, followed by the Wave Runners. Here we go, boys. 13-14 meter freestyle relay. Lane number 2 is the Bluefins of Hayden Carter, Ashton Higdon, Keegan Harris, and Liam Pinkston. Lane number 3 of the Wave Runners of Nathan Dean, Sullivan Power, Hayden Vokey, and Caden Ives. Lane 4 of Austin Morgan, Ben Parsons, Ryan Parsons, and Preston Sims. And in lane number 5 is Evan McGrath, Ethan Pike, Max Peddle, and William Evans. Here we go, and we are off here, and it's the Wave Runners now with the early lead over the Sea Lions. Followed up behind is the Bluefins and the Marlins. But it looks like it's Austin Morgan, and it is Sea Lions and Clareville neck and neck here at the moment as our second swimmers enter the water. And our second swimmer of Ben Parsons moved well ahead here now with a Wave Runner. And it's Ben Parsons now trying to take control of this race for the Sea Lions, make it a little less stressful than the first lap here. And it's Ben Parsons well ahead of the Wave Runner here now. And in third place is the Marlins. Right behind them is the Bluefins. And here we go. It's our third swimmer for the Sea Lions of Ryan Parsons. And it's Ryan Parsons now. And barring a disqualification or an early start, there is no catching the Bay Roberts Sea Lions in this heat. And it's now the Marlins into the water. Wave Runners, Bluefins. And here we go. It's the last swimmer for the Bay Roberts Sea Lions. It's Preston Sims. And Preston Sims is on his way down now as the third swimmers are still in the water for the other three teams while our Bay Roberts Sea Lions last swimmer is in the water. And now it looks like it is the Wave Runners who have taken complete control of second place. Now it's a battle for the Marylands and the Bluefins for third. And Preston Sims with an outstanding showing. With one of the strongest swims of the day for sure. Because this group of boys, 13, 14 swimmers, and it's the Wave Runners going to finish second, and it looks like the Bluefins have moved into third. And it's the Wave Runners finish second. And it's the Bluefins third and the Marylands in fourth. Moving on to event 55, girls 15-16, 200-meter freestyle relay. In lane number 2 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Leslie Howell, Catherine Jewer, Ava Langdon, Sarah Campbell. Lane number 3 is the Bluefins of Abby Wells, Caitlin Morgan, Hannah Chapman, Georgia Elliott. Lane number 4 is the Bay Roberts Sea Lions of Ella Ackerman, Paige Cormier, Sophie Drover, and Hannah Dawson. And in lane number 5 is St. Anthony Dolphins of Kara Tucker, Alexis Burden, Tony Rose, and Kaylee Tucker.
Oh, what is this? 15-16 girls. Who's first? Ella. What? There's only 4? Yeah. Come on!
Here we go. And it's the Bluefins in first place here now. And it looks like it's the Bay Roberts Sea Lions in second, followed up by the Grand Falls Windsor Gators and the St. Anthony Dolphins. But it's the Bluefins now who's taking the lead here. And seeing the Bluefins lineup, they have 4 very, very strong swimmers. But so do the other clubs. And here comes the Sea Lions. It's the Bluefins in the water first, followed up by the Sea Lions in second. Gators are in third. St. Anthony Dolphins in fourth. Can the Sea Lions gain any ground here? As again, there's some very strong swimmers in that Bluefins lineup here for this relay team. Not knocking the other teams, but you recognize the names after doing this for 2 or 3 years. You know who the really strong swimmers are. And it's going to be the Bluefins. They're going to touch the wall. And their third swimmer is in the water. And it's Bay Roberts in second with the Gators trying to put on a strong push here for third. Followed up by the St. Anthony Dolphins. And it's the Bay Roberts Sea Lions now in second place. The Bluefins are well in control of this race here now. And with Hannah Chapman coming in to tag into Georgia Elliott. Georgia will tear through this water.
Come on, Georgia!
And barring a complete collapse, the Bluefins will take first, and it looks like it's the Sea Lions going to be second. The Grand Falls Windsor Gators in third. An outstanding showing by the Bluefins to end the Sea Lions relay team streak here. And they well earned this relay race, the Bluefins did. With an outstanding showing. A statement made by the Bluefins in this race. And it's the Bay Roberts Sea Lions finishing in second. It's the Gators are going to be in third, followed by the St. Anthony Dolphins in fourth. Now we move on to event 56, boys 15-16, 200-meter freestyle relay. In lane number 2 is the Bluefins of Liam Pinkston, Ashton Parsons, Kobe Chapman, Benjamin Groff. Lane number 3, the Wave Runners of John Lynch, Jordan Avery, Chase Wheatland, Michael Hiscock. Lane 4 is the Sea Lions of Noah Dawson, Jack Hardy, Ashton Hurley and Charlie Seymour. And lane number 5 is the Gators of Ben Lunscombe, Nigel Powell, Wesley Carter, and Philip Olford. Here we go, clean start. Off the hop, it's Noah Dawson. Takes the early lead. Woody. Wave Runners are right there, along with the Grand Falls Windsor Gators. But it's Noah Dawson here now in the lead. Grand Falls Windsor Gators and the Wave Runners are right there with the Bluefins in 4th at the moment. We're very early in this race as the Sea Lions tag out and their second swimmer is in. Gators right behind, Wave Runners right behind. Here comes the Bluefins. And it's the Sea Lions trying to hang on to their lead here. And it's the Sea Lions in first, Gators in second, Wave Runners in third. And it looks like the Bluefins now have moved into third place here. Never count them out, it's the Bluefins. It's the Sea Lions in first. Tagging in Ashton Hurley, and it's the Sea Lions, the Gators. Now it's the Bluefins. Now it's the Wave Runners. And Ashton Hurley touches the wall first. Slightly ahead of the Gators at the moment. Here we go. Here comes the Sea Lion. Here comes Hurley. Getting ready to tag in the anchor, Charlie Seymour, who's had a couple of great races. And it's Charlie Seymour motoring down the pool here now. Charlie Seymour determined not to let this lead slip from his fingers. And it's Charlie Seymour who dominated as the anchor leg gave distance between him and the Gators, and it's the Sea Lions back in first place. Gators in second. Now we have a huge race here between Wave Runners and Bluefins, and it looked like it was the Wave Runners that may have edged out the Bluefins for third place. Now we move on to the girls 17-18 200-meter freestyle relay. Lane number 1 is Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Chloe Caravan, Sarah Campbell, Charlotte Bombas, Claire Bombas. Lane 2 is the Sea Lions of Bridget Bishop, Madeline Akerman, Haley Franey, Kaylee Flynn. Lane 3 is Addison Wells, Jocelyn Coates, Laura Carville, Emily Lynch of the Wave Runners. Lane 4 is the Bluefins of Sienna Chapman, Chelsea Keogh, Jenna White, and Olivia Sparks. And in lane number 5 is the Marlins of Abigail Wiseman, Sophia McGraw, Grace Bradbury, and Amy Evans.
Were you talking to Julia after? Yeah, she's like, Connor's here. Oh, what? Why's Connor here? How did he get here? They're probably camping. He is. He's at Tier 2. Yeah. Bridget.
Here we go. A lot of familiar foes in this race. They've been racing against each other for many years now. Bridget Bishop leading it off for the Sea Lions, who had a first place finish earlier on today.
Oh, I see her.
Looking to continue the hot streak.
Come on, Bridget.
And right now it is lane number 3 of the Wave Runners in first, followed right behind by Bridget of the Sea Lions in lane 2 and the Gators in lane number 1.
Go, Bridget, go!
Right now it is the Wave Runners in first, holding off slightly. It's the Wave Runners, Sea Lions, Bluefins, Gators,
It's usually the older girls that gets the second and thirds.
Marlins, and Wave Runner in the pool, Bluefin in the pool, Sea Lion in the pool.
Her goggles are off. Oh my god. Go, come on, Madeline. Come on. That one's tough.
It's the Wave Runners hanging on, slim first place lead here. It's the Bluefins followed by the Sea Lions. Right there are the Gators as well.
Come on, Madeline. Haley's not doing goggles. Haley's gonna finish. Oh, she's doing without goggles. She's doing it without goggles. All right. Oh, that makes me nervous.
Here we go. It is the Wave Runners hanging on to their first place lead. Bluefins are in second. Sea Lions and Gators are battling it out for third. Here we go. It's Haley Franey in there for the Sea Lions now, trying to gain some ground.
Give it a pain. Come on now.
And it's Haley Franey making some space here.
Come on, Haley.
And now we have a very exciting four-team race here to the final, and we move into the final leg. And it's the Bluefins, the Wave Runners, the Sea Lions, and the Gators. It's going to be all up to the anchor legs, and it looks like it's the Bluefins and the Gators have moved slightly ahead of the Wave Runners and the Sea Lions. Bluefin in the water, Gator in the water. Haley Flynn is in the water. Here comes the Wave Runners. Can Haley make up the ground? She's pushing hard. And it's Kaylee Flynn of the Sea Lions here, trying to take into second place here. It's the Gators in first. Can Kaylee catch the Bluefins for second? And Olivia Sparks. It's the Gators who came out of nowhere here to take first place. And Kaylee and Olivia Sparks are battling it out for second place. And it looks like it was the Bluefins who just edged out the Sea Lions for third, followed by the Wave Runners and the Marlins.
That was amazing. Amazing. Good. Oh, Charlie got swim again? Yes, and Austin. So we got Austin, Chase.
Here we are, the last swim of the day. It's the boys 17-18 200-meter freestyle relay. Lane number 2. It's the Bluefins of Benjamin Groff, Caden Blanchard, Cameron Saunders, and Mika Groff. Lane number 3 is the Wave Runners of Nathan Dean, John Lynch, Michael Hiscock, Lucas Hiscock. Lane number 4 is Austin Morgan, Chase Morgan, Charlie Seymour, Patrick Lamb of the Sea Lions. And in lane number 5 is the Grand Falls Windsor Gators of Ben Lunscombe, Philip Ulford, Nathan Campbell, and Logan Grimes.
Okay, let's go, Austin.
Here we go.
So it'll be neck and neck until they get
The young phenom of Austin Morgan, who's moved up to help the 17-18 team here. And here we go, it's Austin Morgan in lane number 4, battling it out with Easterns. And it's Austin Morgan, got the lead for the Sea Lions ahead of the Wave Runners. Followed right behind is the Gators and the Bluefins.
Go, Chase, go!
It's in Chase Morgan's hands now. He's trying to fend off the Wave Runners, and as Chase Morgan touches the wall first. Chase Morgan, Wave Runners second. It's the Bluefins third.
This one.
It's the Gators in fourth. And it looks like the Gators are moving ahead now, and it looks like the Gators are moved into second place, slightly ahead of the Wave Runners. And now we're moving into the third swimmer for each team. And it's Charlie Seymour, who just swam not 5-10 minutes ago. Charlie Seymour and the Gators are coming on strong. Can Charlie hold off the Gators? It's Charlie Seymour. It's the Gators in second place, putting on a real strong push. Right behind them, and it looks like the Bluefins have moved into second place, third place. And now it's neck and neck between the Gators and the Sea Lions. Here we go, the final anchor swimmers for each team. It's the Bay Robber Sea Lions. Patrick Lamb trying to fend off Logan Grimes of the Gators. And here we go, it's Patrick Lamb, Logan Grimes, Sea Lions. Sea Lions is hanging on. And what a race that Patty Lamb edges out Logan Grimes of the Gators to maintain first place. And here it is. It looks like Eastern are going to fend off the Bluefins for third. And what a race to end today.
That was awesome.
As now we get ready to take a break. We get ready to start day 3, where provincial champions will be determined and announced tomorrow.